In this video, I go over the while loop that allows you to repeatedly execute a block of code. Let's say in this example, you want to write the message "Welcome to C++ on the screen 10 times. One way to do that would be just writing cout "Welcome to C+" and copy and paste it 10 times. That's one way of doing it. Obviously, that's not the best way of doing it. I'm going to control V it, and then there you go. I can do this 10 times and have that printed 10 times. Clearly, this is not the best way to do this. Ideally, you want to write the cout statement once and have the computer repeat it however many times you want to do it. So now we'll write a while loop that will do the same thing for us. For the while loop, here is how you write it. These are the ingredients of the while loop, or the syntax of the while loop. You need a loop variable. In this case, I'm going to declare this integer I as the loop variable and set it equal to 0. So this is the loop variable. And then follow that up with the while statement. This is a reserved word in C++, while followed by a Boolean condition. And the condition involves the loop variable, which is I. And I want to repeat this message 10 times, so I will say I less than 10. While I is less than 10, I want to execute this block of code. And what is the block of code? Well, it is the welcome message. So this is the welcome message that's written in there. Inside this block of code, I also need to increment the loop variable. So I'll have I++. That will do the job for us. Outside the while loop, I'm going to have this cout and just have the message done, or the text done, so we know that we are outside the loop now. Now, how does this while loop execute? Well, we have the loop variable initialized to 0, which is outside the while loop, outside the block corresponding to the while loop. And in line 12, we'll start the while loop, and the condition of the while loop is I less than 10. As long as this condition is true, the block of code will be executed. Right? So initially, you enter the while loop, I is 0, and the condition is checked, is 0 less than 10. That is true, therefore the block of code will be executed. And what's inside the block? The message "Welcome to C++ is executed. Line 15 will increment I to 1. At this point, you reach the end of the block, you go back to the top of the while loop, which is line 12, and the condition is checked again. I currently has value of 1, and the condition is checked. Is 1 less than 10? True. Again, the statement, the block is executed, which is the message "Welcome to C++, and then followed by incrementing I in line 15 one more time. I was 1, incremented by 1, now it is 2. You go back up to the top of the loop, check the condition, 2 is less than 10, true, you execute again. So you keep repeating this. Eventually you reach a point where when I is incremented, I becomes 9. You go back up to the top of the loop, is 9 less than 10, true, you execute the welcome message one more time, and I is incremented to 10 now. Back to the top of the loop, is 10 less than 10? That's false. Now the continuation condition now is false, therefore you exit the while loop. And exiting the while loop means that you get out of the block of code and you start executing line 17 now, which says cout done and then end of the program. So when I run this program, this is what we see. The first few cout, the welcome messages, the first 4 welcome messages are lines 6 through 9, the output of lines 6 through 9, and then the rest are generated by the while loop.